Hello, Mountain View Baptist Church. It is May 28th, and this is a video entitled What to Expect When You Come to Church. And that's kind of dealing with our first time back in the building. And on Monday, Governor Newsom set forth some guidelines for churches to follow and some things that they're supposed to do so that they would be allowed to have in-person services. We are doing over and above many of the safety standards and cleaning standards and things that they have there. And through this video, we'll be talking about those, and then we'll be showing you what's going to be taking place. And so we are very confident that we are doing what is best for us and also for those that will be attending our services. And so I want to go over that sheet with you. If you were here recently, you received one of those sheets. If you don't have one of those sheets that you can sign that you agree to the guidelines and want to abide by them, you need to get in touch with me and I can get you one of those. Our services coming up, first in-person service will be, let's say, by invitation only. It will be for members only. We don't want to keep visitors out, but as we go through these things, hopefully that'll make sense to you of why we're doing that. We have right now in the auditorium 75 chairs set up and are ready for you to come to church and have a seat. But with the social distancing and family size and things like that, we've got some rows with 7 seats and some with 6 seats. And so to keep the smaller groups separated, we won't have the opportunity to have 75 people in the building here, but we could be able to handle 30 to 40 people very handily in what we have here. And so I want to let you know that. All right, number one on your sheet there is you're going to enter at your own risk. And any time that you attend a function here at Mountain View Baptist Church, it's at your own risk. We're going to do everything to try and keep you safe as possible, but you need to understand that the responsibility for the health and well-being of your family is your responsibility. We're not going to try to be a scofflaw in any way, shape, or form. Want to follow guides and protocols that have been put out by the CDC, but when it comes to this COVID-19, you can't see it, you don't know where it's at, and so it's kind of an unseen enemy that you're going to have to face. And with that in mind, we can't give you 100% sure that you're not going to contract the COVID virus. All right, when you come to church, you're going to have to provide for your own protective gear. Mask, eyewear if you want to wear that, gloves. You're going to have to provide that for yourself and your family. The church is not able to provide that for people that are coming. And even if we could, what we could provide for you may not meet the standard that you want. So whatever that you have, whatever that you're able to provide for yourself, that needs to meet your safety standard. If you say, well, what I have is not going to be good enough for me to have safety when I come to church, then you probably just stay at home, don't come to church. You're not wrong if you don't come to church, okay? I'm not telling you if people don't show up and for whatever reason didn't have a mask, didn't have that, that's okay. That's your freedom to do that, okay? But you're providing for what you're going to wear and what you feel safe in doing it. Now, number 3 there says you can be denied entry for any reason that staff determines to be valid for denying you entry. If you show up late, after we've gotten people into the building, even our last service, we had some people that showed up late. That's not, when we come inside the building, that's not going to be able to happen unless, no, there is no unless. You're just, if you're here at 10:01, you're done. You're not getting in. Sorry. That's just how it is. Now's the time that we have to put forth a little bit more effort. And so I just encourage you in that. If you're sick, don't attend any services. If you've been around people that are sick recently, you don't want to attend services. If you're running a fever, you check your temperature at home. That would be a good idea. And if you're running a fever at home, one person in your home running a fever, everybody ought to stay home. Just be safe. But when you come to church, we will have a thermometer here, and we will take your temperature and everyone's temperature as they come into the building. And if you're running a temperature here at the door, we're going to send you back to your car and you're going to go home. All right. Under number 8, in order for safety and well-being of others, this is what we expect. And it says there under A that you'll have a temperature check, and then you're going to be asked questions, and we're just going to ask you, have you been around anybody that's been sick? Have you been sick? You have any symptoms of being sick? And we'll just ask you those things. When you come into the building, when you get out of your car, all the way to your seat, and from your seat all the way back to your car, you need to maintain social distancing. At the end of this service, we will be dismissing you by rows, by car, by family, however that's going to work out, and you're going to walk out of the building the same door that you came in, and you're going to go back out, and you're going to get in your car, and you're going to leave. If you want to socialize with somebody, then you need to set a time up with them and meet them at In-N-Out or meet them at a park, do something like that. But no socializing on the property here. I understand last Sunday that did not take place because I did not dismiss you in an orderly fashion. I just said, hey, the service is over, and that was my mistake, but we're not making that mistake anymore. We're going to learn from our mistakes, and so we're not going to have that. So that's the way you'll be coming into the building in an orderly fashion, and you'll be leaving the building in an orderly fashion. And you need to maintain social distance away from people. And when you cannot maintain social distance from other people, you need to wear a mask. So when you get out of your car, you need to have a mask on until you get to your seat. Then you can take that mask off. We're going to be singing during the service. If you don't feel that you're safe with other people singing and you're not wearing a mask, you need to wear your mask. Or if you don't feel like you'll be safe in a room full of people that are going to sing, then you should stay at home, and we'll try to get the service up online for you, and you can be able to watch it either Sunday evening or early Monday. Okay, wear clothing that is clean. Wear clothing that is clean. Something that you've been wearing to work, something you've been wearing out to shopping and things like that. Just put on some clean clothes. Be nice. I wear this jacket. I hang it up in my office, and now I've put it on. I don't wear it anywhere else. I'm not wearing it to Starbucks or wearing it to Costco or things like that. It's just for here at church, and so that would be a good rule of thumb for you. And you have like some Sunday clothes that you don't get them mixed up with anything else, and that would be good. Okay, no extra bags, no backpacks, no big Bible. Don't bring a briefcase and things like that. The only thing that you need to bring is your hymn book and your Bible and a checkbook, okay, or your billfold or whatever. You can bring some cash in the tithe envelope, and we'll have tithe envelopes in the back, and the next section of the video will show you where those will be at. But don't bring backpacks, don't bring big large purses and things like that. Ladies with nursing children, you need a diaper bag and things like that. You can bring that. That will be all right. Miss Dominique asked if she could bring Abraham in their wagon. That just works out good for him. That's his seat. That's what we'll take care of for him, and we may even, whichever row they're in, we'll remove one of the chairs so that they can park the little red wagon right there, and that's fine. All right, let's see, where else? I'll mention it once again. You need to wear a mask anytime that you cannot maintain social distance. Number 9, you'll see that the services begin at stated times. If you're not here, you're not going to be able to be admitted. And once the seating capacity has been reached, so it's going to be a first come, first serve. I'm going to be sending a text out here soon. And if you wait around till Saturday night to call and say, hey, I want to come to church, and all the seats are filled, you might not get you a seat. It's going to be members first. We'll say it this way, tithing members first, and then we'll work it from that way to people that have been attending. And there's going to be a line drawn somewhere. I already have one family or one individual that has called. Don't know if it's a family or not. It seems that way, and they're wanting to come join our church. And I told him, I said, you're going to have to wait until we get things going, until we get things set up, and then I'll be calling him, and he's on the list. He wants to come and worship with us. And so I just encourage you, don't let a stranger or a visitor get your spot. You need to be here. And we'll work some things out when we start some things up later on with Junior Church and things like that, where there'll be some more seating on a Sunday morning. All right, we're going to tell you where to go and how to get there and how to leave. Restrooms for emergencies only, and so just encourage you about that. If you use the restroom, there will be things in there. I'll show you that in a little bit, how to clean up after yourself. There will not be any nurseries provided. We will have the crying room, and that'll be on a first-come, first-served basis. So if your baby's the first one to cry and you can beat the other mother there to the crying room, then you can have your baby crying there in the crying room. But it's not enough room in there to social distance, and so we'll just work that out as we go. If the baby cries a little bit, and as long as it's not distracting other people, we are okay. All right, now I'm going to go over some things here. A lot of that we've just went over, but then the next part of the video, I'm going to walk out into the parking lot and walk you in and show you what's taking place, and you don't want to miss that. So stay tuned here. In the parking lot, you need to be here by 9:45, okay? 9:45. Robert will be out in the parking lot. Dean will be at the back doors, and they're going to have walkie-talkies. And we're going to have assigned seating, and so you're going to know where your seat's at, and those that are seated in the front, and as we go back through the seating, those that are seated in the front will be brought into the building first so that they can go and get to their chair, and then you won't have to be walking past them. And so keep that in mind. So let's say my family will be seated up front over here on my left, your right, in the other rows up here, but let's say it's Vivian and Alicia and Helica. So they'll have their row there. Robert's going to say, okay, ladies, you are first to go through. They get out of their car, they're going. Robert's going to go to the next car, whoever it is that's lined up. So you need to be out there by 9:45 unless you're the last person to be seated. But if you're the last one, you don't want to be showing up at 9:59, you might not get in the door in time. So I just encourage you about that. Help us out with that, and we'll get you in. As you're walking into the building, maintain social distancing. When you get to the door, Dean's going to ask you, are you sick? Do you feel sick? You got any symptoms of being sick? And you're going to say yes or no, whichever the case may be. He's going to take your temperature. If you say that you're not sick, and if your temperature reads all right, you're going to walk into the door, and the hand sanitizer is right there beside where the fire extinguisher is, right where it's always been, and then there's tithe envelopes there, and then there's going to be a bucket with a slot in the top, and you can put your tithe and offering in there on the way in or on the way out. We won't be passing that, and so be ready to put your offering in there on the way in or the way out. You can do that at either place. If you need a tithe envelope, they are there. Don't fill it out there. Grab what you need. Go to your seat. All right, let's see, and we'll have your names on your seat or something like that, or I'll try to get you a diagram of where you're seated. You can wave at people as they come in and things like that, but don't be shaking hands, no physical contact, and don't stand and talk to them as you go by their row. Just come on in. If you want a fellowship, set up a time some other time. All right, let's see. If you can't make it, if you've signed up and you can't make it, send me a text, because then we know that row will be open and we can use it for someone else if some visitors were to show up or a situation like that. Let's see. I've already told you, but I'll tell you again. Bring your hymn book. Bring your hymn book. Bring the Bible, and bring your tithe. All right. Then when we dismiss, when the service is over, we're going to start from the back. We're going to have the people in the back row, family or whatever it is, and they're going to go out. They go out the door. They're going to go by the tithe bucket. They can put their tithe and offering in there, whatever it is, but they're going to go out. Leave nothing behind. If you leave clothing behind, if you leave a Bible or something behind, you're not helping yourself. The clothing, we're just going to throw it away. It's discarded. Just help us out with that. Don't leave anything behind. Now, this is not going to make sense to you, but you'll see it in the video here in a little bit. We have seat covers on our chairs, and you'll understand what it is when you see it. When you stand up to leave, you need to pull pull one corner of that seat cover off, and it'll just be loose. It's spandex, and it'll kind of shrink up there a little bit. And so we know that that's a seat cushion, or a seat cover, not a seat cushion, that needs to be removed at the cleaning time after the service. And then we'll put a new clean seat cover on that for the next service that will take place. So you'll understand that here in a little bit. Let's see what else we got. All right. After you leave, so this would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever time in the future, if you develop symptoms of COVID-19, you're running a fever, you feel sick, I mean, you got a raspy voice, you got all the symptoms, and you've been hearing about it for 3 months, so you don't need me to go over it. If you do, I can get you the information about it. But you need to let me know, because you might have been around somebody on Saturday, you didn't catch it from anybody here at church, but maybe you were spreading it here while you were here. So we want to get that information out to those that are here as quickly as possible. And that comes back to, if you want to call it contact tracing or whatever it is, but I'd just like to know, and we've done that with other sicknesses and things like that we've had gone through the church in the past. All right, here's one. Security is going to stay the same. Doors are locked, and they're going to remain locked. Don't leave valuables in your car, okay? You're parking at your own risk. And, you know, for somebody to go out and walk around the parking lot, that's Dean usually. He's the guy that's in the back. So he's missing out on services when he's watching out for your car. Don't be leaving valuables in your car. Don't leave something that somebody would see it and want to get it and take it. Security's the same thing when it comes to other things. If you see something, say something. If something takes place, you know, get on the phone, 911, and let's get some help coming here, but we may need to take care of it ourselves, and just to let you know about that. All right, now, with the situation that we're in, there may be some people that will come and want to talk to you as you leave the building. How was your service? Who all was there? What was going on? Refrain from making statements, okay? We don't need to tell everybody what's going on and things like that. You know, praise God, we get to come to church, but don't make any statements. Just refer them to the church website where they can get the phone number for the church office, and they can call and leave a message, and we'll schedule an appointment to answer their questions. And just tell them that. If you're going to make any statement, say, go to the church website. You'll be able to search and find it. Just Google it and you'll find it. They'll say, well, I don't know what it is. Google it. They'll Google other stuff. They can Google that and get the information, get the phone number, call, leave a message, and we'll get back with them and make a statement that way if we need to be making a statement. If any authorities show up, obey lawful orders. Obey lawful orders. Not a time to be civil disobedience and things like that. We've not come to that. We don't need that. And if you're not witnessing for Jesus now, you don't need to be fighting for Jesus on a Sunday morning, okay? You don't need to become self-righteous all at once. And I'll make this statement, I've made it before. I don't, you know, if you believe that it is a conspiracy and they're just trying to take away all of our freedoms, or you feel that this COVID-19 is just terrible and it's going to kill us all, okay. I'm kind of back and forth with you either way. Okay, sometimes it looks like it's terrible and all the sky is falling, and then other times it's like, man, they're just trying to do this to control us. When it comes to us coming to church and all the things that we've put in effect, those two opposites do not matter anymore. What we're going to try and do is do everything that we can to be safe. If you want to scoff about it, you don't want to follow the rules, you don't want to follow the protocols and the guidelines that we have here, you just need to stay at home and watch the videos when they come up online. But don't come and make problems, okay? Don't try to make a statement by your lifestyle all at once when you've not been making a statement in the past. Like I said earlier, if you've not witnessed for Christ recently, you don't need to be fighting for Him on Sunday morning. Now just pay attention to that. Okay, we're going to take you outside and walk you inside the building. Stay tuned. Okay, everybody, here we are. We're outside. You're going to get out of your car when Robert tells you to get out, and you're going to walk in, and we're timing this, so it's 1:57 right now. Let's start the stopwatch. See if we can get that going. So you're walking in, you're looking around, you're seeing everything that's here. And you're going to say hi to people as you walk by them or wave at them, but no shaking hands, no getting close to them. Maintain that social distance, and you'll be all right. You're coming down the sidewalk here. You'll see there's no X's here. They're invisible X's. Every 6 feet there's an invisible X, and so you want to watch for that. And you'll come to the main doors, and as we walk you in here to the main doors, you'll see, and you're right here is where you'll meet Dean, and he's going to ask you if you're sick. He's going to take your temperature, and then you get to come into the building. And the camera has gone dark, and we're still recording. All right, so you're in the building now. You've passed the temperature check. You passed the questions, and then you'll see this right here. So you got hand sanitizer right here. Then you got tithe envelope right here. And somewhere in this area right here, there will be a tithe bucket. And might not be the painted blue bucket of Lowe's, but you'll get to see that. All right, now you get the first look of the auditorium here, and you'll see the seat covers that are here. And we've got those on there, and you'll see that we're spaced out. There's exactly 6 feet from the front of this chair to the back of this chair here. So you got your social distancing there. You'll see on this side you've got rows of 7 chairs. And then over here you got rows with 6 chairs. So now we'll spin you around and make you dizzy as we make this video here. And you'll see some things there. You'll see some things there. Yeah, you'll see people and things like that. So whoever gets to come in the building first gets to sit up front. And then those that are coming in last will be sitting back here, and we'll try to get the big families on the one side, smaller families and things like that, but get it all worked out to where it's social distanced. And social distancing in the row, let me show you this. 21 inches, 21 inches, 21 inches, and then about half of that makes 72. And so you could have one single there, or you could have one single over here. Now on these rows, you got 7, so you could have a single here on the end, and you could have 2 people sitting down here, and you may see that's how those rows get utilized, and then we put our families over in these rows over here. So that's why it's important for you to make a reservation, if you will. Just call me, let me know how many people are coming in your party, and we're going to get a seating arrangement made out, and we'll let you know what that is. And so if you watch this video as soon as you can, first come, first serve for your seats there. And looking forward to seeing you here in the building. For some of you, it's been 3 months since you've been to church. You bunch of heathens, so it's good to have you back. So this video is going to end, and we look forward to hearing from you soon and letting me know how many people you've got coming to church on this Sunday. Have a good day.